Eric, I got to say congratulations. Not a lot of stocks have gone up 1,100% in their first 2 days of trading. Eye-popping for me. And I think also, obviously I've gone to your website. Another thing that caught my eye, first thing that caught my eye, when you said that your battle-tested product. So where have these drones been used? When and where?
So this came out of the necessity of the Ukraine fight. Ukraine is in a fight for its life, and they needed to put millions of drones in the air, but they didn't have millions of pilots. So Swarmer is a brain which automates that process for a pilot to be able to control dozens or hundreds of drones in an attack mode, in bombing mode, in surveillance. And obviously, the Swarmer brain also applies in maritime environment or for interceptors or for land. It is a multi-domain operating system which allows autonomous, really anything with an electronic brain could be considered a drone. So it allows the interface of all those systems to be controlled and to automate that process.
These very successful Iranian drones, the Shahed drones.
The Shahed,
right.
Shahed 136.
They seem to have caught a lot of people off guard. Some have gotten through Israel. They've been pretty successful there. Can Swarmer be used to neutralize them?
Yes, like I said, it can also be used to automate the process of interceptors. And I'm excited to be part of Swarmer because really the cost of delivering energy, there's two things a military commander does. It coordinates information and releases energy. The cost of doing that in the West is grotesquely too high. The U.S. first got a taste of Shahed drones, not just from Ukraine, but even from in the Red Sea with the Houthis were shooting at U.S. naval vessels, and they'd have to shoot down a Shahed that costs $20,000 to $30,000 with not one but two $2 million interceptor missiles. And so again, the cost of us delivering energy is way too high. The Ukrainians, by necessity, have had to find cheaper, smarter ways to do their work of attacking enemy positions, tanks, air defense systems, trench positions, bunkers, or to actually intercept incoming drones from Russia. Remember, Russia started using the Shahed drones in the Ukraine fight, and the Iranians have been learning. And so we and the Gulf are feeling the pain of that innovation that the Iranians have had. And so Swarmer, our mission is to bring the very best of proven combat knowledge at a very affordable price to the Western warfighter.
It's I reported on that a lot with the Houthis. $25,000 drone being shot down by a $5 million missile. And again, we had so much advance notice that maybe that was even a dry run for what we're dealing with right now. I think the question on everyone's mind is not just for you. Obviously, the demand for Swarmer, I'm sure those numbers are going through the roof. But how quickly can we get up to speed so that we can truly protect the Strait of Hormuz, for instance?
The Strait of Hormuz is a tough fight. You have Keshem Island and Larik Island, which is basically the Iranians have created their own toll booth, allowing some vessels, like the ones going to China, to transit. All the others are barred. Those islands are the size of Okinawa and Iwo Jima, respectively.
Right.
So any student of history will know that those islands were not retaken easily, and there will be an extremely expensive bill in blood and treasure to do that.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I lived in Okinawa as a kid, so I know exactly. Went to Suicide Cliff, learned all about it. Hey, before I let you go, I got to ask about the civilian domestic threat with drones, right? There's a big story about these drones hovering over Rubio and Hegseth locations. They just seem like the perfect guerrilla warfare or terrorism weapon. And how can we keep everyone protected?
The pendulum has definitely swung way to the advantage of the attacker with small drones. And I think we are woefully underprepared in the West for that level of proliferation. They're used extensively by the cartels in Mexico. The Colombian police have had more than 600 drone attacks from them, from the various cartels and communist insurgents in Colombia. So it's pervasive, it's happening, and don't be surprised if it starts happening here as well.
Erik, I'm glad you had the foresight to hop on this company and get it going. Congratulations on the stock and just in the nick of time. Thank you very much.